I have some problems with the recent trends in horror. I'm not talking about the witty banner that ruins the tone like in It 2.
Richie said it best when we were here last.
Did? Don't want to die?
Not that.
You're lucky we're not measuring dicks?
No.
But I'm more talking about how the scares have been pulled off. Now, I get everyone is scared by different things, like how I'm scared of stuff that messes with my mind, like in the movie Hereditary, or how some people are just scared of, like, murderers, like Michael Myers. But I think there is one form of scare that no one likes, and that is the form of a jump scare. I know this topic has been beaten to death, but I wanted to talk about it for a while. If you have seen any recent horror movie, you've seen a crappy jump scare, such as a person turning the corner and boom, loud noise, accompanied by a shitty CGI monster. This is what I like to call a textbook jump scare. If I had to give it a grade, I'd give it a D for don't do this. Because it's just lazy, and the only reason it's in the movie is because the writers don't know how to make their monsters/ideas scary. So they use primal instincts to make you jump with just a loud, like, thud or something. The scare doesn't last for more than a few seconds. So, in the end, you just kind of like, well, that wasn't scary at all. I was just startled by some loud noise. Now, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with jump scares if it wasn't for the fact that they're used so damn much in movies. They've honestly just become a crutch for bad horror movies that can't make you scared. Like in the 2018 movie Slender Man. By the way, I just want to give a heads up, I'll be using a lot of jump scares in this video to get across the point that they're used way too much in movies. So yeah, here's a compilation of all the jump scares. So for those of you who think I'm just nitpicking and you just don't like jump scares because you don't like loud noises. No, I don't like jump scares because they're overused. Like in this compilation, I had to cut it in half because the video went longer than the music. Also, if you're wondering why the footage looks so weird, it's because I brightened the footage because the scenes are so damn dark. Also, you want to know the shittiest kind of jump scare? The kind where the thing that you're supposed to get scared by isn't even real. Like in this, the jumps, like in one of them, like two of them, the jump scares were just people. Like there was the librarian and then there was the friend who she just bumped into. They're just so dumb because they're not scary and they're just accompanied by a dumb loud noise. Like in that first one, the big thud, that is still louder than the music. And then, these jump scares are so shitty. As you can see, this awful movie is littered with the shittiest jump scares I've seen. They're all just loud noises with bad images that only leave you scared for a few seconds. And they add no sustenance to the movie either. Now, to the uneducated, you're probably thinking, hey, you get scared. Isn't that the point? Well, yeah, but a jump scare is the cheapest, laziest, and worst way to get a person scared. There are movies out there that can scare you just as well as a jump scare, but they can keep that feeling throughout the whole film. Now, I know that a movie like that can be a bit too intense for some people, but if the movie doesn't have to constantly rely on jump scares to keep you scared, that's a good sign that it's a good movie, like Hereditary. But I can't talk about jump scares without bringing up the fact that there are good jump scares out there. I myself define a good jump scare as one that doesn't blast your ears with a loud thud or bad music, and it also fits with the context of the scene in the movie. So, I tried to get this video posted today, and it was immediately copyright striked and taken down because of the two clips I used. So now I have to describe the clips to you, and I'm sorry because I'm awful at visualization. So the first clip that I was going to use is from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, It's when one of the characters is walking into Leatherface's home and he's asking if anyone's there, if they can get any gas, and of course no one's responding. But Bubba, Leatherface, is making pig noises in the back, and he walks in and he stumbles on the carpet and he stumbles right into Leatherface, and Leatherface just like makes a quick little pig noise and just bonks him on the head, and that's the scene. And then the second clip I wanted to use is from the recent horror movie Hereditary, which involves the son in the movie, I forget his name, walking around his home wondering where the family is, his dad and his mom, and he's walking around the house, complete silence, I think there's a little bit of music in it, but it's not really loud. And he's walking around, and the only thing he hears or he doesn't actually hear anything, he just is stumbling around his house wondering where his family is. Then he comes into his, I think, living room, and he sees his dad's charred corpse on the ground. You're just like standing there watching him like, oh god, dad's dead on the floor. The whole time he doesn't notice that in the corner of the room, the mom is like in the shadows, like spidering, like standing like a spider in the corner of the ceiling. It's horrifying because like there's no loud noise to be like, the mom's in the corner. It's just silence. And then the dude turns to look behind him, like see if anyone's there. Nobody's there. And he turns back to look at the corpse, and then from the like corner of the room, mom just breaks into a full sprint after her son, and there is a little bit of like a rift in the music, like increase in volume, but it's not enough. But it's not like in the Slender Man movie where it's like loud ass trombone. It's just a thud. And like that's why it's so good, is because it's not just the noise that scares you, it's the fact that the mom has teleported from the corner of the ceiling, darkest shadow in the room. And there's a second jump scare. I don't even want to call it a jump scare because that's an insult to what the image is. It's the mom, so after the mom sprints after the son runs into the attic, closes it, the mom can't get in, and then the guy is in the room looking at like a little ritual on the floor. Hears this crazy like being and like gushing noise. He looks behind him and his mom's floating as she cuts her head with the with like a piano string. And I don't even want to call it a jump scare because it's not a loud flash to the image. It's just a slow camera pan to the mom just cutting her neck with a piano string. It's insane. Like, I don't even want to consider it a jump scare, but like I just want to prove that like this kind of stuff is what real horror is. A loud little noise isn't really scary. It's just annoyance. Yeah, I'm gonna throw it back to Past Sam to explain why this stuff's good. Sorry about the clunky editing on that Hereditary one, but I had to edit out some naked people. So, the reason why these jump scares are really good is because, one, they don't utilize that loud thud. Now, I understand that in the Hereditary one, there was that kind of loud thud when the mom came out of the corner, but it worked because the mom was possessed, which is why she can make like those loud noises. And the best part about that Texas Chainsaw one is that it doesn't utilize a loud thud. It's completely silent, and the only noises you hear are the dude asking where the people are, and Bubba making pig noises. All of those work because it doesn't need a loud thud to be scary, because the context, like Bubba, the mom being possessed and terrorizing her son, those are both horrifying things that don't need that instinct of, oh, loud noise, gotta be scared now. It doesn't utilize that. It can just be scary on its own, which is the best part about these jump scares. And that's the thing about bad jump scares, is that they don't have anything actually scary. It's just loud noise, and that's it. These actually like terrorize you. Like the Bubba, you're like, oh god, that's who we're having to face? There's no way these people are going to survive. And then the Hereditary one, some mom just slapping her head against the wall, our ceiling actually. That's horrifying. And in the Slender Man one, what do you get? Some librarian bumping into a child, accompanied with an over-exaggerated trombone. That's just not scary. That's just a cheap utilization of your monkey brain. So, in the end, there are good jump scares. that can be utilized to make the scene even scarier. But in the end, I feel like jump scares have just been taken advantage of to get a quick, cheap little out of you. But yeah, that's it. Bye.